everyone, it's Simon from Higher Plane Games with a review of Choju Giga. This is a game that I purchased on the Japanese PlayStation Network store as a real random buy. I liked the artwork, it looked fun, and I thought, you know what? It's my birthday, have a treat. It's about 800 yen, I believe. This is a real-time strategy slash tower offense mode. You play as a maiden who is summoning animals to basically smash up other animals coming towards you to kill you, and knock down their statues of worship, I guess, as it's going through. As I say, I don't understand Japanese, so I don't know what the story is. You don't need to know Japanese to play the game though. Essentially, your maiden charges up mana at a certain rate, and mana lets you then spawn these animals as they go along. Every level introduces a new animal for you to defend against or attack against, and then once that level is completed you get that animal and you can add it to your collective. You can have 10 animals running into one level at one time, and there's about 40 or 50 animals for you to play with, because every level I was unlocking a new one all the way through the game, and there's 50 levels in total, so that kind of makes sense. The animals themselves all have different traits. Some of them can run really fast and headbutt their way through, and so can kind of stun animals. Some can sweep them out and make them bounce back. Some will have an explosion, like a magic effect. Some are flying, so therefore they're more difficult to get, but they might be pecky, so they don't really have much of an attack speed, and they all cost mana to summon. You all level are uppable as well, so for every animal that you have, there's 3 different forms to it. So when you start off at level 1 to 5, once you hit level 5, not only do you have currency for levelling up in terms of winning events, but you also get gems for how well you've done in terms of the time that it takes for you to get through a level. You spend those gems to basically upgrade to a new form for each animal, and that can also play into some of your strategy. So some of the monkey initially comes out and swipes people with his little monkey cane, but when you upgrade him, he then becomes on a cloud and is now a flying monkey. So sometimes actually it's better to kind of devolve them back, because that sweepy monkey trait might be quite useful as opposed to having him flying. But if you're having them flying, then you might not want to put any more birds into your animal collective, and you might want to have a hippo or a rhino or a panda charging through, because they can now knock people out of the way a bit better. It's entirely up to you. You can have 4 different sets of your 10 animals kind of loadouts ready to play with, and you can arrange them how you want. It's not just the animals though that can be upgraded. The maiden can too, and this took me a little while to get used to, and then I was like, no wonder I'm struggling for the first few levels. The maiden itself can be upgraded in terms of how quickly she can accumulate mana. So the faster the little clock in the top right hand side of the screen that you're watching at goes up, then that mana can then be pressed with L1 to kind of upgrade the speed of it and how quickly it can go. But you can upgrade that just by leveling up the maiden as well. So there's like a double bubble effect. You can also upgrade how quickly something can be respawned again, how many you can have of an animal on the plane at once. The maiden also has a really quite puny attack, it must be said, that can be used as a last resort, and she does also have a shield barrier, although I have to say I barely, if ever, used it, to be honest, but I had the ability to upgrade it, so why not? She can also have upgraded the amount of coins that she gets at the end of each level, as well as the amount of gems that she gets per gold, silver and bronze medal, depending on how quickly you get through that level. All very helpful. Then it accumulates for you to then help upgrading the animals as you go along. There's 50 levels, as I say, in total. Every 10 levels it changes up exactly the look and feel of the location, but actually the level layouts are really quite similar. It's just some of the levels are slightly longer. Every level will have a new animal for you to kind of understand and try and combat against, and they normally come quite leveled up, so they're almost like the equivalent of a boss battle. And I really appreciated that, because it was from that kind of design and seeing the hand-drawn way how they move was really what kept me drawing back, because actually Choju Giga is quite a simple and easy game once you understand the mechanic around it. It's not very often that I kind of go, oh, I've just played all the first 30 levels in one sitting. That meant that the game was really good, but it also meant that I wasn't really finding a blocker to keep on going and progressing through. For me, the interest was coming from finding the new animals and winning. I wasn't getting gold medals on the first go through, but I was certainly getting bronze and silvers, which then still gives you the money to upgrade and then try the next one as you go along. So yeah, really, really cool. If there is a downside, I suppose, to the game, is that it is easy, and it's one of those games where actually if you are struggling and you aren't really quite keeping up with how quickly things go, which I think you'd kind of have to struggle to not, to be honest, you can go back to earlier levels and just keep farming coins and gems, admittedly at a slower rate as what you would if you'd done it and passed it the first time, to then just keep upgrading your animals so that they are stronger and better, so then you'll just overwhelm it with brute force. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it does kind of mean that strategy as a whole kind of goes out of the window so long as you've got a decent loadout of your 10 animals that basically cover a cross range of different types of attacks. So that's Choju Giga Wars. It's out now, 800 yen I believe, and for a time wasting game that I thought, that'll be a fun pickup, I absolutely enjoyed myself, so I give it 2 hunky hand-drawn thumbs up. Thanks for watching, bye for now. This channel is just one of my many projects that cover games, music and film. If you enjoy any of these and would consider supporting me to develop further in the future, you can do so by visiting patreon.com/Satorimon. Thank you for your time and for watching the video.